Good happy Monday morning is Monday, January 20th, 2025. I'm Riley King and welcome to WRMK News with Riley King. We got a jam-packed broadcast to get to on this Monday, so let's get started right now. First up, UNH program awarded grant to bring culinary connected meals to Manchester schools. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
Here in Manchester, students at the school cafeterias can soon have some new options on their lunch menu. An $86,000 grant will be used to train staff on working with locally produced food to provide culturally connected meals. That grant is going to the Farm to School program at the UNH Sustainability Institute. It will work with New Hampshire Food Alliance and Queen City Schools to develop the new program.
Okay, and there you go on that report. New Hampshire Republicans enjoying inaugurational events despite changes. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
And we are just hours away from the transition of power in Washington. This is a live look in Washington where Donald Trump is holding a victory rally right now. Tomorrow, he'll be sworn in for his second presidential term. We're going to take it live to WMUR's Steve Botari. He's in Washington for the inauguration, and he's not the only one there from New Hampshire, right, Steve?
Isabel, we were on a plane full of folks from New Hampshire coming down for the inauguration, now here in Washington, D.C., as the sun sets here at the nation's capital, final sunset of Joe Biden's time in the White House. But you can see here with, we got Lincoln behind us, World War II Memorial, and plenty of folks out and about walking around because so many plans have changed here. We talked to a lot of New Hampshire people who came down here expecting to be here at the National Mall, seeing everything that was happening with the tens of thousands of other people who wanted to come out to see the festivities. All of that has now moved indoors. Republican Party members from New Hampshire, though, were not letting this stop them. You can see from hotel rooms to anywhere they could find, they were still gathering, still celebrating the fact that President Trump will be inaugurated here tomorrow. Going from 250,000 ticketed guests, though, that's what the expectation was here outside, not to mention more people without tickets, now down to just the rotunda in the Capitol. It can only hold a few hundred people. And then the parade is moving to the Capitol Arena. That has a max capacity of 20,000. And what that means is that for a lot of people, including Granite Staters, plans have changed.
Unfortunately, I don't even have tickets to go in, so I'll be just like all the other people just watch on TV, have fun, and run into friends and supporters from all over the country. I'm just here to have fun.
I'm expecting to see a better run administration in terms of enacting policy, and also with the personnel. It seems like they're going to be more loyal towards the president, and so we'll get more things done.
New Hampshire Republicans tell us that they're already seeing the effects of a second Trump administration actually in New Hampshire. They point to Governor Kelly Ayotte's recent announcement of a commission to find ways to cut government spending with two outsiders, and they point a direct line to what President Trump has announced with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy doing the same at the federal level, trying to find a lot of money to cut out of the budget with a July 4th deadline.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Snowboarders from all over New England compete in Rail Jam at McIntyre in Manchester. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
Located in Park Affairs, a grand in your hand rail jam in McIntyre ski area in Manchester. There were multiple categories that snowboarders could compete in, and the open category was the women's specific category for a cash prize.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Sounds like fun. Snow removal crews working to treat and clear roads as Snow tapers off today. Let's take a listen to that report from WR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Well, Catherine, earlier this morning you described the roads as a mess, and I think that's a pretty apt description. The snow is easing up now, but again, those winds that Matt Honig was talking about are picking up, and because it is a very light and fluffy snow, you could be dealing with some drifting snow as well. You take a look, you can see those headlights. That's here, 93 southbound. You can see the traffic is moving. It is a lot lighter than we would expect for this time of the hour. That's because a lot of folks do have the day off, and that's good news for the plow crews. Give them a chance to get out there and do their job. That being said, we have some video from earlier this morning. You can see those plow crews in action. This is from about 3:30 this morning, and hooks it down 93 into 293 in Manchester. The plow crews were only going about 20 miles an hour, so bear in mind they do that tandem plowing, and if you get stuck behind them, it's going to take you a lot longer to get there, but you will get there safely. Reporting live in Windham, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9. All right.
Okay, and there you go on that report. New Hampshire seeing coldest blast of air this season. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
Well, Sean, in a word, it's cold. As you said, as you heard Matt, the winds are starting to pick up, and that's what's kind of making it feel pretty uncomfortable out here. But the roads here in Manchester are looking pretty good. The DPW has been coming by, and they've done a good job of clearing. You can actually see some pavement now, but you're still going to want to take it slow if you are heading out this morning. Now, as for the snow, it's sort of a good and bad situation for the snow. The good news is that it's light and fluffy. So if you're out there shoveling, it's not going to take too long, and you won't be in the cold too long. However, if you're going to make a snowman, it's going to present a challenge. Now, the National Weather Service is warning many people about this bitter cold that you've heard coming in. It's during the overnight temperatures, it's going to feel like double digits below zero. And this blast of cold air is going to be the coldest to hit the region since January of 2022. State officials are encouraging people and families in need of temporary shelter to contact 211 to find the nearest shelter available to them. And state officials are also reminding people to keep emergency kits in their car and to make sure to stay out of the cold weather for prolonged periods of time, because frostbite can set in about 15 minutes. Live in Manchester, Alana Flood, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. DC police make security preparations for Trump's inauguration today. Let's take a listen to that report from CBS News.
Tonight, a view of the U.S. Capitol, where the nation's 47th president will take the oath of office on Monday. Despite the bitter cold, the city is preparing for more than 200,000 inauguration visitors and protesters. CBS's Chris Van Cleve is there for us tonight and has a close-up look at security preparations. Chris.
Well, Jerika, moving things indoors makes it easier to secure the president, but it kicked off a scramble by law enforcement to secure a new plan. That includes the area around the Capital One Arena. That'll host about 20,000 people on Monday. One of the big unanswered questions, where will everyone else go? We do know that by ground or by the air, tens of thousands of officers will be watching.
Around 750 feet above the nation's capital, the brand new state-of-the-art DC police helicopter will be in the sky over the inauguration. Pilot Jeff Hertel. What are you going to be up looking for?
The different crowd parameters and crowd control and suspicious vehicles maybe outside the perimeter area, larger trucks and stuff, as long as make sure there's people with them.
What does being up here give you that you don't have on the ground?
The ability to see distances, like you can see a car running fast, you can see like a rooftop at night to see if there's a burglar on top or if he has a weapon.
While the swearing in will now happen inside the highly fortified and secured U.S. Capitol, helicopters will be a key tool as the parade moves to the Capital One Arena in the heart of the city. They'll also be watching for crowds, as many of those who would have gone to the National Mall are now expected to gather somewhere around town. Its onboard cameras can read a license plate from 1,000 feet up, sending back live video to the department's real-time crime center.
It gives us the opportunity to really see what's happening across the city, especially in large crowds.
DC Police Chief Pamela Smith, given some of the things we've seen play out since the start of this year to vehicle-borne attacks. Does that change how you prepare for protecting the inauguration?
Anytime there's, I'll say, homegrown domestic terrorism, it always makes us heighten our security efforts.
What's keeping you up at night right now?
The fact that there could be lone wolves that's out there, copycats that are out there.
Even with official events indoors, D.C. police remain on high alert for violent protests outside the secured area, similar to those in 2017, where hundreds were arrested around President Trump's first inauguration. 8 years later, expect more officers patrolling neighborhoods.
We want people to come and protest, but we will not allow any type of violence in our city.
And back here with Chris, obviously you have these bitter cold temperatures and all of those people. What other concerns are police talking to you about tonight?
Well, they're concerned about the cold. They're also concerned about, now you had 200,000 plus people who would have been on the mall, now perhaps looking for places to gather to watch the inauguration and perhaps mixing with some of those protesters. That's a bit of a wild card, but the chief stresses there are no credible threats against the District of Columbia, Jerika.
All right, good to hear. I know they've got a lot of contingency plans. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, and there you go on that report. We're going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at your weather. And to check out your weather for today. Some clouds this morning will give way to generally sunny skies for the afternoon. Very cold though, high 21 degrees, winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, bitter cold, a clear sky, low 3 degrees, winds light and variable. And tomorrow, sunshine and some clouds, very cold, high around 20, winds west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It is currently cloudy and 14 degrees out there. Bundle up today. And let's take a look at that traffic right now and see how your traffic is looking like on this Monday. 93 heading into Massachusetts, not too bad of a ride. You do have a little accident exit ramp from I-93 exit 2 southbound at Pelham Road, blocked due to a fallen power cables, so be alert for that. 293 around the Manchester area, nice smoothing ride. Manchester, nice smoothing ride as well. 93 around Hooksett, Bow and Concord, nice smoothing ride as well. A little bit of medium-paced traffic. 393, a nice smoothing ride as well. Before you got an okay-ish ride with medium-paced traffic. Route 16 of the Spotlight, nice smoothing ride as well. 95, a fairly nice smoothing ride. You do have a little incident. Left lane is blocked due to a crash on I-95 Blue Star Memorial Highway northbound between exit 2, New Hampshire 101, Exeter Hampton Expressway, and exit 3B, New Hampshire 33 Greenland Road. And also delays of 3 minutes and delays increasing on I-95 Blue Star Memorial Highway southbound between exit 7 Market Street and I-95 Blue Star Memorial Highway S Blue Star Memorial Highway. Average speed is 35 miles per hour, so be alert there. 101, not too bad of a ride. And Merrimack, Nashua, into that border of Massachusetts, not too bad of a ride as well. Let's look at your traffic, and that's it for this edition of WRMK News with Riley King. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Have a great day. Goodbye.